Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's the Parent Entrepreneurs here, and today what we'll be doing is we'll be continuing our investing with Max series. If you guys have not watched the previous video, I highly suggest you guys go watch that now. This is a disclaimer: this is just for educational purposes only, and if you're looking for financial advice, I highly suggest you seek out a registered financial advisor. Does that make sense? Let's get started. So I'm gonna share my screen here, and it's gonna be the first screen. Let's see if it's working. So I'm just gonna pause for a second here. Just pause. Stop sharing. Okay, I'm just gonna stop sharing for a sec. And I'm just gonna pause recording. So recording, so I'm just gonna Alright, sorry about guys, technical difficulties, but I'm gonna put myself in here, make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see me. But anyway, so what I'll be showing you guys today is I'll be going over the usual Rib Capital, Lifeis, BLGB, Weed, ACB, and Tilray. And as you can see here, the Rib Capital, especially Weed, it's hitting its lower lows, and it's pretty brutal for Weed. I know for a fact that it hits its lowest for quite some time, right? It hit the 52-week low, but we'll go over that today. There's some reasoning behind that because there was a announcement of something occurred, then basically the stock is just getting beaten pretty bad. But in here you can see Rib Capital. As you can see, it's hitting this lower support, and if this support really breaks, then we're gonna probably see a newer lower lows and hitting the 10 cents. And if it does hit the 10 cents and below that, we might see 5 cents to 10 cents, I would say, support resistance. And in here you can see the volume is not that much. On the last trading day, which was this one here, was the 19th, it's at 18.52k, so volume is super low right now. So not what I'm expecting, especially around this time, and we're coming to a summer lull, and we might see just not much action because people are going on vacation, people are just hanging out, not worrying about the stock market and so forth. So we might not see any traction until after the summertime, meaning like let's say fall to winter. So I'm really hoping I'm wrong, and I want to see some continuation of well, I guess not continuation, but a reversal of the stock going a different way, because I'm long for this stock for Rib Capital. All right, so currently that's Rib Capital, and if I go to ceo.ca, and let's see if we have anything worth mentioning for Rib Capital. In here, you can see that on May 15th, as somebody just said, I don't even know what this symbol is, but the last update was May 12th about the Rib Capital provides update on revised New York cannabis market draft regulation and operational milestone. So Rib Capital provides revised New York cannabis. So that was the latest news wire it had, and that was on basically the 12th, which was last Friday. That was that news. So if you click on it, basically it talks about Rib Capital, and I think it was the ETN's acquisition, stuff like that. Acquisition investment, leading multi-state platform with the strongest portfolio in the U.S. market. New York Cannabis, CCB, New York State Office, Cannabis Management in AU. Let's see. Yeah, so waiting period for E10's entry into the retail AU market, then more details about that. So if you want to look at that, definitely check out the Rib Capital channel in ceo.ca. All right, so moving along, if we go to Lifeis, click on here, so you can see kind of the same thing for Rib Capital and Lifeis. They're just hovering to its lower lows, and it's support resistance. So the last support resistance was this here, but I guess this week it kind of went above that, but we're not seeing much progress for Lifeis. And if I go to Lifeis here, so it has some news. So you can see Lifeis announced closing of non-brokered debt financing. So it looks like they closed recently the debt financing that they were talking about from the previous announcement, and They were saying that a health tech company, blah blah blah. This is what they do. Originally announced on March 16th for aggregated gross proceeds to the company of 167 K of funding. The company intends for the process for the offering of the help fuel expansion of Lipus, Canmar, and Micra, and so forth there. And let's go back, and there was another news here. Life's Canmark reports growth across popular category and new product launches. And if I click on this, so this was on May 18th. So yesterday, a health tech company that leverages advances in company, blah, 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 talks about brand expansion from partners brands Set Cannabis and Relax. And it looks like, pretty good news for Life's, right? And talking about the 7 SKU in Quebec, Ontario, Relax, and yeah. So let's move along. So hopefully we see a reversal trend. Right now we're not seeing any good news. If you're following the US news and the politics around there, it looks like they're delaying the thing again. The cannabis federalized legalization and stuff like that, right? So still being brought up to the White House, but nothing is going on. So in BLGB, let's go back. Here you can see that it's hitting this lower low, and it's hitting right now it's at 0.25 cents. So it's like a 2.5 cents. So that's crazy. It's just going lower and lower for BLGB. And the last update for BLGB, I don't think there was any. Last one was May 1st, but we already talked about that, the MDA English. So it says not good, nice, 10-to-1 reverse comeback, said no one used to have 1.5 mil of this at the current price. So yeah, so this guy's losing a lot of money. So that's insane. And for weed, so let's look at the big guy, weed. This is why it basically kind of tanked. I'm sure it had to do with this, but they were talking about, let's see if we have it here, but potential investor class action against Canopy Growth Corporation. But the one that, let's see here, Stork and Bickle to exhibit the Canada Trade Expo as Sorek, I think, is it here when they talked about BioSteel? Where's BioSteel here? When they put in the wrong filing or misrepresentation or something like that. Misstatement. Is it this one? Oh yeah, here. So you can see, if I click on this, Bloomsburg Canopy Growth to refile financial statement due to BioSteel material misstatement. Then this was on May 11th. Click on this, and you basically look at it. Canopy Growth to refile financial statement due to BioSteel material misstatement, and basically, yeah, it's bad news, right? Maybe we don't know what misstatement it was, but it sounded like it's a negative thing. But if you go back to Canopy here, so basically something was going on, right? So on May 5th, it hit the support and resistance here, like basically on the 28th, it broke that. Then it tried to go back on May 8th. Then after that, it just tanked from 10, 11, right? Then it just tanked. Then now it's holding this new support and resistance. So that's probably one of the news that came that brought it like significantly to this support and resistance, and now it's on its support. And if we break this support, we might see a new support resistance. So not looking good for weed as of its current state, especially when somebody, you can see here that class action here just doesn't look good, right? So that's what's happening for weed. And if I go back to our thing here, ACB. So right now wheat is actually close today at $1.45 and it's up 2.84, but it's significantly down. ACB, it's still under $1. So we'll see what happens here if it's gonna get delisted, right? This is very interesting times for the cannabis space. So ACB, you can see Aurora. So last news was April 28. Aurora expands medical cannabis portfolio in Germany. New flower varieties for patients with high TC needs. Yeah. And let's see the support and resistance here. So it's hitting the, so basically it on May, you can see here 9th, 10th, 11th. So it's the same, similar with weed, like it just went down. Then after that, now it's recovering and it's going up to its new support and resistance, but it's not looking good so far, where we really need news, positive news to really kick this big guys up to their new support and resistance. So in Tilray, let's take a look here. You can see the same thing here, 9, 10, 11. This is where they significantly dropped. You can see the support and resistance here. They passed that, but it's hitting that. And they all have like similar patterns, right, for the big guys. So quite interesting to see. It could be, you know, a lot of, you know, AI, artificial intelligence, or software using the trading algorithm. So very interesting to see that. And if I go to Tilray here, some news. It says just in time for summer, Sweet Water Brewing introduced Colorado Orange Citrus Ale, blah 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 blah. So that was yesterday where this news was dropped. And also the distillery announced limited edition bourbon in collaboration with Flower for Father's Day. So there's a lot of news that, you know, Tilray is, you know, sending out, but the stock is just like, you know, keep going down because it's just the market, right? The market is just super bearish at its current state. And this guy said Tilray needs to start earning positive operating cash flow. It is predominantly a full CPG company. Adjusted EBITDA is not a meaningful metric in cannabis either for survival. So that's what one of the guys said there. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the update this week. So I'm doing this on a Friday, so the thing is actually closed right now, the market. But let's go over the usual, and not much from the previous video, right? So it's still down negative 84.63%, so 12,706.20 cents. So Life is down 85.19%, 11,779.82 cents, and Rev Capital is down 916.35 cents, so about 90%, 45% negative. So basically, that's pretty much it for this update. It's a continuous 52-week low of the cannabis space, so I'm just like pretty crazy, right? So I haven't seen this before, especially in the cannabis space, because back in 2017, 18, everything was going up. But now it's the reversal, everything's going down. So if you're shorting the industry, I'm sure you're making a lot of money. You're making probably a killing. But yeah, it's very cyclical. It's gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So if you catch the wave, make sure to always cash out and realize your gain. Right, so definitely have a good long weekend if you're in Canada here. You know, it's Victoria Day. Until then, we'll see you guys in the next video. All right, take care. Bye.